Here's something nobody talks about. Most people don't quit learning English because they're lazy. They quit because they sit down, open their laptop, and genuinely don't know what to do next.
And that silence, that moment of, okay, now what? It's brutal because you want to improve. The motivation is there. But wanting something and knowing how to get it are two completely different things.
You scroll through YouTube looking for the perfect video. You open 3 tabs, you close 2, you start a podcast, pause it, think maybe you should be writing something instead, and 20 minutes later, you've done basically nothing.
And then comes the guilt.
Always the guilt.
Why can't I just focus? Other people seem to figure this out. What's wrong with me?
Nothing. Nothing is wrong with you. The problem isn't your motivation. It's not your talent. It's not how smart you are.
The problem is that nobody ever taught you how to study alone. We just assume people know, but they don't. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
This is the English Conversation Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're having a conversation about something that honestly affects almost every English learner we've ever talked to.
How to actually study by yourself, without a teacher standing over your shoulder, without a classroom, without someone telling you exactly what to do, and still make real progress.
Because here's the truth. Most of your English journey will happen alone. Classes help, yes. Conversation partners are valuable, absolutely. But the majority of your growth, that happens in the quiet moments, the ones where it's just you.
And if those moments feel confusing or frustrating or pointless, you're not going to keep going.
So let's fix that.
Can I be honest about something?
Please.
I think studying alone feels hard because it's emotionally weird. Like there's this strange loneliness to it that people don't acknowledge.
Say more about that.
When you're in a class, you have external structure. Someone tells you what to read. You have deadlines. You have other people around you. So even if it's difficult, you're not alone in the difficulty. But when you're studying by yourself, it's just you and the silence and this vague feeling that you should be doing something, but you're not sure what.
And comparison starts creeping in.
Oh, constantly. Other people seem to speak so fluently. Why am I still struggling with basic things?
Which, by the way, is almost never accurate. You're comparing your internal struggle to someone else's polished surface. You have no idea how much they struggled to get there.
But it feels true, and feelings are powerful.
They really are. And I think another reason studying alone feels hard is that there's no immediate feedback. When you're talking to someone, you know right away if they understood you. But when you're alone, reading an article or listening to something, you finish and you think, did I actually learn anything just now, or did I just consume content?
That uncertainty is exhausting.
It is, and it makes you question whether your efforts are even worth it.
Which brings us to what I think is the real issue here.
Structure.
Yes, or more specifically, the lack of it.
So here's what happens. Someone decides they want to improve their English. Great, they're motivated, they find resources, podcasts, apps, YouTube channels, maybe a textbook. They have everything they need.
Too much, actually.
Exactly. They're overwhelmed with options, and because there's no clear path, they do a little bit of everything and a lot of nothing.
Monday, they try an app. Tuesday, they watch a movie with subtitles. Wednesday, they feel guilty and try to read something difficult. Thursday, they're burned out.
And by Friday, they think, I'm just not good at this.
But that's not true. They're not bad at learning. They just don't have a system.
And this is the part that really frustrates me, because the solution isn't complicated. It's not some secret method that only advanced learners know. It's actually pretty simple.
You need a framework, something basic that tells you this is what I'm doing, this is why, and this is when.
And once you have that, everything changes. Not because the framework is magic, but because it removes the decision fatigue. It takes away that what should I do now paralysis.
You sit down, you already know the plan, and you just do it.
So let's talk about what that framework looks like in practice, because theory is nice, but I know what people are thinking.
That sounds great, but I only have 20 minutes a day.
20 minutes is plenty. Honestly, consistency beats quantity every single time.
I'd rather you study 15 minutes every day than 3 hours once a week.
Let's design a realistic 20-minute routine together.
Okay, imagine it's morning, you have your coffee, you have 20 minutes before you have to leave.
First 5 minutes, input. Listen to something short. Maybe part of a podcast like this one, or a short news clip, or a YouTube video. Something you actually enjoy.
Don't try to catch every word, just listen actively. Pay attention to how things are said, not just what.
Next 5 minutes, process. Pause, write down 2 or 3 expressions that caught your attention. Not full vocabulary lists, just things that sounded useful or natural.
Maybe it's a phrase like, I could use some help, or it didn't work out. Simple things that native speakers say without thinking.
Next 5 minutes, output. Say 3 sentences out loud. Use one of those you just wrote down. Talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing. Narrate your thoughts.
This feels weird at first.
It does, but you get used to it, and nobody's listening. You're allowed to sound silly.
Last 5 minutes, quick check. This is your feedback. Look at one of those sentences you said. Google it. See if native speakers actually phrase it that way. Make small corrections if needed.
20 minutes, done.
And here's the important part. You don't have to do something different every day. You can repeat the same routine. Consistency is more important than variety.
In fact, routine is your friend. The less you have to decide each day, the more energy you have for actual learning.
Okay, I want to pause here for a second. We're talking a lot about routines and frameworks, but I'm genuinely curious, and I know you are too. What does your study routine look like right now?
Yes, if you're listening to this, we'd really love to know. Do you have a routine? Is it working, or does it feel chaotic?
Leave a comment and tell us, not because we're being polite, but because this stuff is genuinely interesting to us. And honestly, sometimes the best ideas come from listeners.
We've learned a lot from people sharing their experiences.
So yeah, tell us how you study, even if it's messy, especially if it's messy.
Okay, let's keep going.
Now let's address the elephant in the room.
Begin.
Right, because everything we said about output makes sense in theory, but practically, how do you practice speaking when there's nobody to speak to?
This is probably the #1 question we get.
And I understand why. Speaking feels like it requires a partner. It feels inherently social.
But here's the thing. A huge part of speaking skill is actually internal. It's about fluency in your own head, and you can build that alone.
Let me give you some concrete ideas.
Go ahead.
First, narrate your life. Just describe what you're doing, out loud, in English.
I'm making coffee. The water is boiling. I'm looking for my favorite cup. Oh, it's dirty. Great.
Very realistic.
It's what actually happens.
The point is, you're producing language. You're practicing forming sentences in real time. Nobody needs to hear it.
Second, shadowing. This is where you listen to someone speaking and you repeat immediately after them, almost at the same time.
You're copying their rhythm, their pronunciation, even their pauses.
It trains your mouth. It builds muscle memory.
Find a speaker you like, someone whose voice and style feel natural to you, and shadow them for a few minutes a day. It's surprisingly effective.
Third, record yourself. I know, nobody wants to do this.
I still don't love hearing my own voice.
Same. But there's no better way to notice your own patterns. Record yourself talking for 1 minute about anything, your day, your opinion about something, then listen back.
You'll catch things you never notice while speaking.
And here's a nice trick. Compare your recording to the original audio you were shadowing. You'll hear the differences clearly.
It's uncomfortable, but it's incredibly useful.
Okay, let's talk more about feedback because this is the part where people feel stuck.
How do I know if I'm doing it right if nobody tells me?
Valid question, and the honest answer is you won't catch everything alone. Having a teacher or a conversation partner will always help. But, and this is important, you can still give yourself meaningful feedback.
Let's go through some options.
Option 1. Compare your output to native sources. After you write or say something, search for similar phrases online. See how native speakers express the same idea.
If you wrote, I have doubt about this, search, I have doubt, and you'll probably see that native speakers more commonly say, I have doubts or I'm not sure.
Small corrections like that add up.
Option 2. Use AI tools. I know this sounds strange coming from a podcast, but tools like ChatGPT can actually check your sentences.
You can say, "Is this sentence natural? How would a native speaker say this?"
It's not perfect, but it's surprisingly helpful for quick feedback.
Option 3. Test yourself later. Learn something new today. Tomorrow, without looking, try to use it. If you can't remember it, you didn't really learn it yet.
This sounds harsh, but it's freeing actually. It shows you where to focus.
And option 4. Track your mistakes. Keep a simple note somewhere, phone, notebook, whatever. Write down mistakes you've noticed yourself making.
After a while, you'll see patterns.
Oh, I always forget the preposition here. Oh, I keep saying depend of instead of depend on.
Those patterns are gold. That's what you target.
Okay, Mike, I need to bring up something that I think every listener has felt.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Go ahead then.
I understand everything, but I can't speak.
Yes, that sentence. It's probably the most common thing English learners say.
And it makes sense. When you're listening, you're recognizing words. When you're reading, you have time to process. But speaking, you have to recall words instantly, construct grammar in real time, and sound somewhat natural while doing it.
These are completely different skills.
Completely. So the fact that you can understand but struggle to speak isn't a sign that something's wrong with you.
It means your passive vocabulary is bigger than your active vocabulary, which is normal.
The gap closes with practice, but specifically with output practice. More listening won't fix it. More speaking will.
This is why we keep emphasizing output, because I meet learners who've consumed thousands of hours of English content and still can't have a basic conversation.
Not because they're not smart, but because they never practice producing the language.
You have to use it to internalize it. There's no way around that.
So yes, if you understand everything but can't speak, congratulations, you're normal. Now start speaking more.
Even if it's just your coffee cup.
Before we move on, let's pause and do something we like to do. Just quickly reflect on some of the expressions we've used in this episode.
Yeah, because we use a lot of natural language without thinking about it, and some of these might be useful for you.
Let's pick a few.
One we used a lot is figure something out. We said, other people seem to figure this out. This means to solve a problem or understand how to do something. I finally figured out how to use that app.
Another one, struggle with. We said people struggle with basic things. This means to have difficulty with something. I'm struggling with the past tense.
We used keep going, too. This just means to continue, to not stop. It's hard, but you have to keep going.
Here's a nice one, catch every word. We said don't try to catch every word. This means to hear or understand each word. The audio was fast, I couldn't catch every word.
And get used to. We said you get used to talking to yourself. This means something feels normal after practice. At first, it was strange, but I got used to it.
Last one, add up. We said small corrections add up. This means they accumulate, they become significant over time. Small habits add up to big changes.
All of these are expressions native speakers use constantly. They're not complicated, but they make your English sound much more natural.
Okay, so we've talked a lot today. Frameworks, routines, speaking alone, feedback. But I don't want this to stay theoretical.
Me neither, so we have a challenge for you.
It's simple. 7 days, 20 minutes a day.
Here's what you do. Day 1, create your plan. Write down exactly what your 20-minute routine will look like. Use the framework, plan, input, output, feedback.
It doesn't have to be perfect. You can adjust it later.
Day 3, same thing. Repeat.
Day 4, notice what's working and what feels awkward.
Day 5, make one small adjustment if needed.
Day 6 and 7, keep going. Feel the rhythm.
By day 7, you'll have something that works, or at least you'll have a much clearer idea of what doesn't work.
And that's valuable too.
Exactly. Information either way.
So will you try it? 7 days. That's all we're asking.
And if you do, honestly, let us know. Tell us in the comments how it went, what you changed, what surprised you.
Okay, let's bring this home.
We talked about a lot today, but if there's one thing I hope you take away, it's this. The problem isn't you. The problem is usually just not having a clear structure.
And once you have a system, even a really simple one, everything becomes easier. Not because the language is easier, but because you're not fighting yourself anymore.
You know what to do. You just sit down and do it.
And that feeling of progress, it compounds. Each day builds on the last. And before you know it, you're speaking more confidently than you ever thought you could.
Alone, on your own terms, without anyone's permission.
I want to leave you with a question. Not a dramatic one, just something to think about.
Go ahead.
What would your English look like in 6 months if you actually followed a system? Not a perfect one, just a consistent one.
That's a good question.
I think most people would be surprised by the answer.
I think so too.
Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for spending this time with us.
We really appreciate it. And if this was helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's struggling to study alone.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care of yourself.
And keep going.